Your failure to appear on a repeated basis is a constant kick in the ding ding to us, and I'm not going to take it. Mr. Maple, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're going to dismiss the unlawful carrying of a weapon in exchange for your plea on the DWI. You need to understand that this DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. It's important because if you ever get pulled over, an officer is going to look at your record. They're going to see a DWI. What do you think they're going to do to you if they smell alcohol or dope? Right. What we're doing today, from now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. No more slaps on the wrist. Do you understand? So if I were you, I would never get in a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, a toke off a joint, whatever it may be, because you're taking a humongous risk. For $20, you click one button, you can have a car taking you perhaps $30. Anywhere you want to go, it's a geographical oddity why it's always $25 to $30 with Uber. Do you understand? Giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. It's a lifetime decision. Is this what you want to do? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Yes, sir.
I will find you guilty, sentence you to the 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 1. There is a surcharge that you will be required to pay for this case.
I want to put on some testimony concerning the surcharge.
Okay.
Mr. Maple, where are you currently employed?
With my uncle. Working with him.
What do you do?
Look at houses, remodel them, and fix up houses.
How much do you generally make a month?
1,500.
Okay. Yeah, but I take it you have to pay for somewhere to live, correct?
Yeah.
You have to pay for a vehicle, insurance, cell phone, food.
Yes.
When your monthly bills and expenses are paid, does it pretty much equal what you make, the $1,500 you make each month? Can you speak up?
Yes.
And would you be unable to pay a $3,000 surcharge based on your financial situation?
No.
Pass witness.
Why on earth would we bend over backwards to help you when you don't give a rat's behind about this case? You have taken off 4 different times. You have failed to appear in this court for court settings. Why on earth have you taken off 4 times? What? So you just don't care about us and work is more important than court, huh? Actions speak louder than words, Mr. Maple, but you have taken off 4 different times. You are lucky that you are not in jail right now as it is. So why on earth would we help you when you don't even want to help yourself? Why?
Just trying to better myself. I should have listened to my gut and come here.
How much do you really make a month, Mr. Maple?
1,500 a month.
Who do you live with?
My dad.
Who are you here with now?
Just the lawyer.
I don't know. You know, it's
Young kid, nope. Not a troublemaker. Just
here's my problem, Mr. Maple. My problem is that you've taken off on us over and over and over and over. Today, you're walking out of here and nothing is happening to you. My experience is that when we are too easy on people, they don't get the message and they act like a bonehead out there in the free world. And then they end up either picking up a new DWI or doing something else that's even worse. How do I know that you've learned anything about this? Because like I said, with how bad you've acted with us over the course of the last 7 months. You're skating out of here with a proverbial slap on the wrist. How do I know that you have learned anything, Mr. Maple?
Because I got my baby brother looking over me, and I gotta do better.
Here's what we're going to do. I will take off the $3,000 surcharge, but you will be required to pay the court costs in this case, for which are around $500. And I'm going to tell you now, if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you will sit in jail for 1 day. So you will be required to pay for something. And if you don't pay it, your butt will sit in jail for almost a week. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to tell you now, the next time you come back, if you come back with the DWI, it's around $6,000 in surcharges, not to mention court costs. So you can look forward to around $7,000 in fines and fees. If you want to drink, if you want to get loaded, if you want to smoke, find another way. Do you understand? Because if you come back, it will be HE double hockey sticks to pay. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm suspending your license for 180 days. You are not allowed to drive at all. If you drive, that in and of itself is a Class B misdemeanor, just like a DWI, a driving on a suspended license case. Heed this warning. There won't be another one. Do you understand? All right.
Your Honor, any previous suspension from this incident, would it run concurrent?
Really? Really? No. No. There has to be some kind of consequence, man. Really? Taking off 4 times? I'm taking off 3,000 now, and he wants me to. I love you. Go.
Thank you, Mr.
It's
It's a really old case.
yes,
I've told him it's time to put this baby to bed.
yes.
Is there an offer in this case?
No, I
How come after 1,258 days, there is no offer?
was hoping we can get a gun safety class and dismiss.
It appears that was
Come up,
probably,
Mr. Adams.
the delay is probably due to the missing dash cam that's still outstanding that we do not have.
I don't care.
Yes, Judge.
Get on it now.
Yes, Judge. Well,
Why on earth would we allow you to do this class where you get to dismiss this case when it's 1,258 days and you've repeatedly taken off? It's a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer it. But I'm telling you now, I'm giving you 2 weeks to decide what to do with this case. The next time you come here, you will either accept a plea bargain agreement or I'm setting your case for trial. Do you understand? Not only that, I'm putting an ankle monitor on your ankle now so I know where you are at all times. Do you understand, Mr. Adams? And the next time you take off, I'm going to make your bond so high you're going to have teeth falling out. Do you understand?
Judge, if I may, my client, shortly after this arrest, he lost his mother and I believe the mother of one of his children.
No, my sister.
He fell on hard times. He was already, not well employed. And he's been through some rough times in his life in the past few years. He recently got a job working at a Chinese restaurant, and he has 3 children that he helps take care of. I'm not exactly sure when his last failure to appear was. It might have only been 1, but he hasn't been in trouble since this arrest, I think in 2021, right? So I asked the court to withhold from, giving him an ankle monitor. The state's also missing evidence here. If we can come back and
Last time we saw him was 3 years ago, Corey. So, I have sympathy in the fact that everybody has hard times, but your failure to appear on a repeated basis is a constant kick in the ding ding to us, and I'm not going to take it. And I'm going to tell you now, I don't know why your bond is not at 10,003, because that is what it really should be. Your bond is at 1,002, and it's way off of what it normally would be. Because I'm telling you, your bond should be 10,003 because that's what they're normally set. with a person who has absconded as many times as you do now. You're lucky that you're not in custody as it is now. Do you understand? But at 1,258 days, I don't trust you. And so the only way I know that I'm going to keep tabs on you is with an ankle monitor. And like I said, the next time you take off, and it doesn't matter what the excuse is, the bond is going to go astronomical. Do you understand, Corey? I'm sorry, but you know, if it were maybe 500, maybe 300, I would relent on not putting a monitor. But at 4 years or however long this case is, hell no.
I think that reflects his law abidingness, right? That he hasn't been in trouble, had any interactions with the police.
How do I know that?
Well, yes.
I don't know.
He hasn't been, he would have been in an orange jumpsuit, I guess, if he
Not
had to.
necessarily. I mean, we don't know how he's been out of county, you know, out of state. It just, look, you're walking out of here now. You're getting 2 weeks to decide what to do. You're not going into custody now. So you're still walking out of here, but I'm putting a monitor on you. And I'm telling you something else that I should make you pay for it, where it would cost you around $400 to $500 a month, but I'm going to eat it. So there's no excuse. Do you understand, Ms. Adams? But you got to understand that in court, we hold people accountable. You may be able to live your life like this outside of the free world, but not in court. We will hold you accountable. And the next time, get ready. Take a seat. Of course.
Judge,
Hey, expedite it, whatever you need to do to get that body cam. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, yeah.
Judge, for the conditions, I have some from the magistrate as well for remain in Harris County. Did you want to keep that?
No, I mean, I've got a monitor, so I know where he is, you know,
So for all of the conditions, we have the GPS. Do you want that today?
right now.
And
Send him
then
down now.
any other conditions?
No,
No firearms, weapons, ammunition,
that's it.
drugs and alcohol?
No, it's fine. Okay, all right, Corey.
Thank you. I almost made the joke.
When we were here last time, he ordered her to have the interlock installed on her vehicle. She is not driving the vehicle. It's not drivable. We just need to switch her to a portable
Oh, no.
and a no drive.
She has nothing. And it doesn't matter. We ordered you to have an interlock in a car. You haven't done anything, and you're without any kind of devices whatsoever, right?
That was totaled, and it's at my house right now. But I don't have I'm in a rental car that I'm not driving, so I don't have a car to put it in.
So you have no device.
That's correct.
You're not being monitored.
That's correct.
This is not a good thing, Ms. Lynch, because I ordered you to have a device. And from what I understand here, you never even went and got it.
Just because she doesn't have a vehicle to put it on.
But you come back and you say, hey, judge, I don't have a vehicle. I need to do something else. You just don't, out of sight, out of mind. That's not the way things work.
Judge, for that violation as well, we instructed her in court and sent a message for her to report to 49 following court to get further instruction over everything so that we could figure out things from there, and she never reported.
Stephen, Ms. Lynch, you haven't done anything. They've literally bent over backwards to help you and do stuff, and you haven't done anything.
I wanted to come in today.
The only reason you're here today is because I ordered you here
Yes,
today.
sir. Yes, sir.
She goes with you.
Yes, sir.
Emailed, texted, call, nothing, you know?
I understand. Would you consider setting her a new bond or do
Of
you?
course, 5,001. And then, you know, if she's unable to, then what's today, Friday, Monday, then we can talk. Okay?
It makes you start.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks. Ms. Simmons Urban, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, ma'am. Okay.
On November 14th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a trespasser call at a business in Harris County, Texas. The officers made contact with a witness who stated the defendant was asked to leave the business but was refusing to leave. The officer walked over to the defendant and tried to inform her that if she refused to leave, she would be considered trespassing. The defendant would not listen and did not want to leave. The officer attempted to detain the defendant and place her in handcuffs, but the defendant kept pulling away, refusing to give the officer her hands. The defendant also braced her legs on the ground to prevent the officer from removing her, and the officer had to use a reasonable amount of force to place the defendant in handcuffs and remove her. The defendant braced her legs against the seat and door and prevented the officer from properly detaining her in the marked unit. And once in the unit, the defendant grabbed and pulled the officer's shirt, trying to pull herself out of the unit.
Okay, what store is this that she was in?
I have the address. I'll look to see if they have a store name listed.
Your Honor, ma'am, if I may speak.
Now's not the time. I mean, I've got a bunch of DAs here. Anything that you say, they're going to use it against you to prove guilt. You'll get the opportunity, I promise. Just now's not that time. How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 30 years old.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I don't have a job. I'm disabled.
What's the nature of your disability?
I got cardiac web, a hematoma, deteriorating spine, hole in my heart, pulled ligaments, bilateral kidneys, asthma, cancer.
How do you support yourself?
Currently at this moment, I'm supposed to be receiving, I got my Social Security claim number, but they refused to give me my award letter. And also, I was currently supposed to be residing at Vermilion Apartments, and my contract, I guess, was switched.
I want to know about the case. I just want to know how do you eat? How do you get money?
I don't.
I need you to fill out an application for me, and then I'll take a look to see if you qualify. As a condition of your bond, don't go back to this place.
It appears to be a housing facility.
Okay. Do not go back to this place, ma'am.
So I can't go back to Houston Housing Authority.
Whatever this place where they were trying to trespass you from, don't go back, ma'am. I'll provide you a lawyer today and we'll talk about how we go forward, but I don't want it to be more bad blood and I don't want you to go back to jail. If you go back, they don't want you there.
That's police brutality.
There's got to be some other reasonable way that we can work things out, and we'll try. But you got to give it time, let things cool down. If you go right back after this issue now, you're begging for trouble.
Well, my contract is supposed to be terminated on 11/30, meaning I still have an active contract. So what am I supposed to be doing about that in regards to that? I mean, I have my paperwork to prove it.
I can't give you legal advice, but we'll have you talk to a lawyer and figure out how we go forward. Okay. Mm-hmm. For the time being, don't go back though.
Okay.
Please, because it's only begging for bad blood. Okay. Yeah. So I need you to fill out an application for me. I'll have you sign a receipt of Victoria, and then we'll just have you take a seat while we find your lawyer. Okay. Please.
Flores.
Invoke my constitutional and amendment rights as well as my civil and civil rights.
Computer remains silent. Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay.
Is there a problem?
I honestly feel threatened by this courtroom.
And this is not the circus. This is not a playroom. This is a court.
I'm very coherent and competent.
No one says you were incompetent, but you have bond conditions that you're supposed to live up to. And we've given you so much as we've also given you a lawyer, and you're supposed to treat everyone here with respect. And when you don't, there's serious consequences.
But is there a thing for self-representation? I know that is a third option as well.
Of course you can represent yourself. You can do open heart surgery on yourself too?
Well, I ask for fair representation in a speedy trial.
No one here does anything to hurt anyone. The only thing that we're concerned about here is public safety and that everybody gets treated fairly and with respect. That includes
life and safety against Harris County.
I don't know what to tell you about there, but you need to take that with whoever you feel threatened by. But here,
Harris County.
Here, we need to protect everybody in Harris County.
Me and my children.
We've given you a lawyer. I want you to treat him with respect. And I want you to treat our clerks with respect, our bailiffs, and us. I'm not asking for much. The only condition I put on you now is to not go back to the location where you were allegedly trespassed from. They don't want you there. So that's why I'm telling you now, don't go back. That's the only condition that we have.
In regards to my housing, which is my documentation right here, that should be submitted into my file. My stuff is supposed to be terminated on the 30th of this month, which I had probable cause to actually go and speak with Gary Baxter in regards to my housing contract. I also emailed informal hearing before November the 1st and haven't got a response back. So I had every reason to be at Houston Housing Authority.
You may have had a right to be there, but at some point, they're well within their right to say, look, we don't want you here anymore. You are creating a disturbance, so we would like you to leave.
Can y'all subpoena the cameras?
You can do whatever you want. You're going from here to here to here to here to here. Listen to what I'm saying and focus on this in the now. Don't start thinking of something in the future or something because you're not listening to what's happening now. You may have had a right to be there, but at some point you lost that because of the way you may have treated everyone and they didn't want you there anymore.
I'd like to file a hate crime against Harris County, the city of Houston.
Okay. You hear what I just said? What did I just say?
Oh, I can't go back to 2640 Fountain View Drive in regards to it being my property, but have an actual.
I believe so. It's the Houston Housing Authority.
Yeah, the Houston Housing Authority have an actual reasons to
that's
be there.
not to say you may send them an email. You could send them a fax. I don't know if that would include calling. As far as trespassing is concerned,
I can look into it, Judge. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was wrongfully
they can
evicted.
have an issue if she calls over there. That I don't know.
Wrongfully
The notice here
terminated.
that is kind of the subject of this incident does give her multiple options: email, mail, fax, phone. And she did send those emails. She was,
I don't know now with them telling her they don't want her back. How does that play into?
If they haven't asked for a no contact order and there's no specific person, I would say
Exactly.
because she
No response back from my
she still
emails.
has not been. She lives in she has housing assistance through the Houston Housing Authority, Judge, and it says her assistance will be terminated on the 30th. So I mean, this is where she lives of this month. So she's still got a couple more days to try to resolve whether she gets to continue, having housing assistance.
The only other thing, it's what's your last name again?
Simmons-Irvin, Ervin.
You're very passive aggressive in the way you come off.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm a victim of Harris County.
That may be well.
And so are my children screaming.
That may be well right. But in life, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. And when you go to these people and you act in such a manner that they think you may be threatening them, you're not going to get far.
It's
Listen,
retaliation.
are you listening to what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, sometimes if you tuck your tail, you may get a lot more in life. I'll give you an example. I got pulled over months ago. I know I was in the right, but the officer came up and he goes, "Why did you stop? Why didn't you stop at that stop sign?" I know I stopped. May have been for a second or two. I told the officer, "Listen, Simmons," I told the officer, "Look, I'm sorry. It was an accident. I'm an idiot." He let me go. If I would have said to him, you a-hole, you're wrong. I didn't stop. I did what I was supposed to do. What do you think he would have done? He would have probably given me 5 tickets. But because I said, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. It was stupid for me to do that.
Well, when you're facing reverse psychology,
you get more with honey.
and they try to provoke you.
So what? Who cares? Be the bigger person. You're still going to get more. That's life. That's maturity. And when you when you tuck your tail, sometimes you get so much more, even if you're in the right and they're in the wrong. Who gives a shit? Sometimes that's what you have to do.
I also understand the indirect language it is in the Harris County Handbook dated 2021. And anybody that threatens and harass me in it, I have every right to press charges.
Did you just hear anything that I just said?
I did. I understand. I won't be there, but I know that I had every right to be. So if I'm forced out on the
You
streets,
don't have every right to
it'd be
be.
because of the government.
You don't have every, I am telling you now, and I'm ordering you not to go back to this place.
I'm not going there, but I have every right to speak. So I guess I need to contact Washington or somebody in regards to my contract and things, because this is a government facility. And as it says your housing assistance will be terminated on 11/30/2024. I also have two different client numbers as well. One number is 582213 and another one is 251651. So I had every right in regards to speaking with Gary Baxter again, which is right here, Kenneth Coles, Gary Baxter. Also received an email to reinstate my housing, I guess, I don't know, from Gary Baxter in regards to all that. So I'm just confused, because if I'm forced out on the streets in regards to being homeless and they're trying to pass new laws, then just so hypothetically, of course, thrown back into Harris County against my will, where I was held for 6 months, which is a violation of my constitutional and amendment rights, then it's retaliation. Also, I was told to surrender my inheritance in the direct language while I was being attempted murder by Harris County.
Have you speak to Corey about everything. Just remember, be nice. You get a lot more when you're nice than when you start raising your voice and yelling.
I am a traumatized victim. So if y'all could please work with me in regards to that, because I am a victim of Harris County. I do have a VAWA, a Violence Against Women's Act. It is still in the residence portal and everything. Simmons Irvin.
If anyone ever treats you wrong, just tell me and I'll try to do what I can to help you out. In any way, any shape, form, fashion, whatever you know, I'll help you as much as I can. All you got to say is the word.
Also facing my children being, the child explicit cases.
Okay.
So,
Let's just focus on just signing your
So
bond condition.
I'm going to have you sign the conditions. We'll have you stay with Corey. Just be nice. Hopefully you'll get your housing back if you're nice. That's it. All right. Please. Good morning.
Yes.
I want to let you both know that if you look on the TV, your lawyer is on the TV with you now, so that you're not alone. Both of you are charged with theft. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On November 15th, 2024, officers were dispatched to Walmart in regard to a theft. Upon arrival, officers made contact with the complainant, the asset protection officer, who stated he saw the defendant and co-defendant conceal items in the defendant's purse. The complainant advised that as defendant was concealing items, co-defendant was staying very close to shield her from others in order to prevent them from being seen and from others seeing what she was doing. Both then exited the store, passing all points of sale with items still in the defendant's purse. The complainant detained the two and recovered the stolen items. Total $112.31.
Okay. All right. Mr. Ochoa Gonzalez and Ms. Fresneda, I am finding that there's probable cause to go forward on both of your cases. Tell me, what is your immigration status? Are you in this country with or without permission? Ma'am?
With permission?
What is your immigration status? Are you a citizen of the United States, sir? I don't know if you do or if you don't, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter to me. The only thing I'm going to advise you now is that if you have any problems with your immigration paperwork and you go to jail, immigration will put a detainer on you and you will sit in custody first until this case is over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration and you will sit there for another 6 to 9 months waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate these conditions. Do not pick up any more criminal cases. This is the only warning that you will get from me. I am now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go to any Walmart for any reason whatsoever. Do you understand?
Okay.
If I find that you go to Walmart and I don't care what your reason is, I will issue a warrant for your arrest and I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Likewise, you pick up another criminal case, you will go to jail. Both of you have a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Porras, and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he comes back to me and tells me he cannot get a hold of you because you guys are playing games, you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, likewise, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. For now, I will have you go to Victoria. We will have you sign a reset. After that, I'm going to have you both take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. Heed this warning. You will not get another one. Okay. Victor.
Yes, sir.
Did you get a date already?
Not yet, Judge.
January 28th through the 30th.
We can do the 28th.
Okay. Right, Judge, and then Marcos is approaching on page 2. Alonso Herrera.
Can you file those conditions, please, on both of those?
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Otherwise, shift it here. And Jenny's helping out today.
Say it
May I be
again?
excused, Your Honor?
Oh, yeah, you got it. Have a great weekend, bud.
Appreciate it. You too, Judge.
Alonso, ALO.
Alonso Herrera.
Thank you.
You, Ruben Alejandro Alonso Herrera.
Yes, Judge.
Sir, you're charged with failure to comply with duty, striking an unattended vehicle. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
The officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to a failure to stop and give information. The complainant reported that his brother was standing outside when he heard a loud bang and saw a silver car striking the complainant's car, which had been parked in the street. The complainant and his brother immediately began pursuing the vehicle and observed it parked in front of a residence down the street. The complainant took photos of the defendant exiting the vehicle and going into the residence. When officers asked whether the defendant remembered striking the complainant's vehicle, the defendant stated, "I probably scraped by it, but nothing at all. It was dark out."
What's the value?
Let's see, Your Honor. Approximately $1,500.
Judge, I don't think a rip has been done, so there's no estimate. We don't know if the real
Yeah, I
value
get it,
is.
but at least it needs to be over $200. That's why. Sir Alonso Herrera, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, sir?
Yes, sir.
You have valid liability insurance in your name.
No, Judge.
Then you're not allowed to drive. And I'm making that a condition of your bond until you have liability insurance and show us that you have liability insurance. I'm making the condition of your bond that you're not to drive. I don't care where you're going. I don't care what you're doing. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me that you're not going to drive. If I find that you do, it's possible that I have a contempt hearing. And every time they prove to me that you're driving a vehicle, you can be facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $500 fine. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Now you have a lawyer. Good job on having a lawyer. Because you have one, I will waive your appearance, but it's your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Adroga, and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yes,
Pick
sir.
up a new case, violate any conditions. Likewise, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds, sir. All right, I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'll get you Victoria sign a reset, and then you guys are good to go.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Judge, page 1.
You, Miss Alasia Williams? Miss Williams, I'm sorry? Ma'am, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On November 14th, 2024, the officer observed the driver of a vehicle not wearing his seatbelt, and the traffic stop was initiated. The motor vehicle was occupied by a front right passenger, the defendant. The officer observed a strong odor of marijuana emitting from the vehicle, and the driver stated there were no drugs or weapons in the motor vehicle. Prior to the motor vehicle search, the defendant stated she had a weapon inside the motor vehicle, and a search was conducted where the officer found a purse on the passenger seat containing a 9mm handgun and a bag containing a green leafy substance identified as marijuana based on training experience. The weight of the marijuana was 3.1 grams.
So there was a smell of,
There was an odor, yes, Your Honor.
so what happened with the driver?
I don't see a connected case for the driver, Your Honor.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, ma'am? What do you do for a living? I didn't hear you. What did she say?
a DJ, Your Honor.
Oh, you're a DJ. Okay. And where do you work?
I just take bookings, parties, events, weddings, family reunions.
Okay. No more marijuana, ma'am. As long as you can abide, then we'll be fine. How much money do you make a month, ma'am?
800
On average, what do you say? What do you think?
in a week.
A month, on average. Are you able to afford a lawyer? You sure? Do you want to apply for court-appointed lawyer, ma'am? It's okay. Let me give you a lawyer, okay? Just don't get in any trouble, okay? All right, do you mind giving her a lawyer, please? Or an application. I need you to fill out an application for me. Fill it out. And then I'm gonna have you sign a receipt of Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we find your lawyer, ma'am, okay? Please.
Judge, this is DWI PTI intervention. Ms. Harvey's been removed from the program. Harvey, yes, Judge.
I'm bringing him up.
Ms. Harvey?
Good morning, Mr. Horn. It's been a while.
I didn't have.
I was hoping you'd give me some good news.
Here we are, Judge.
Shh. What did she pick up? Don't. Stephen, do you have room back there?
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. You picked up a new case while you're on bond. We have one thing that we do when people pick up new cases, right? I have to revoke her bond. Sorry, ma'am. She goes with you.
Judge, if we could talk about right now.
Sure.
Judge, we'd ask for a $500 bond. Judge, this is, she was on the program for, it looks like about 8 months. I don't know if there were any other violations. I just been on this case for 24 hours. But I know the new law violations triggering what we're triggering. But I believe she was in compliance on the DWI program. She was in compliance up to this new law violation. So,
Is that right?
oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, she was, but now they've, so I'll set the bond at 2501. Okay. But understand it's now time to decide what we need to do.
That's great.
If she wanted to do something today.
Judge, I'm just retained. Let me get her bond out. Yeah, Judge, may I have 6 weeks?
Oh, 6 weeks is, the max I'll give you, it's 520 days old. I'll give you 30, but at that time, and if she gets out, she needs to come here immediately for bond conditions because I'm putting an ankle monitor on her as far as like, what does she have now?
That's part of the program, Judge.
Do we need to redo bond conditions? Had?
Has, she still has, Judge.
Has. Okay, she has to remain in compliance and you need to advise her that she got to remain in compliance with that. If that goes out, the bond is.
That's correct, Judge. I advise her upon initial consultation.
So here's the deal. She's going to auto-populate on Monday. Well, I bet she's going to bond out.
Yes, Judge.
So she'll be back here within the next 7 days. And then I guess we'll come back at that time, give you a little bit more time for you guys to decide what you want to do. But after that, it's plea or trial. Okay, Mr. Horn.
Thank you.
Thanks.
To let you know, I didn't tell you earlier, there was a topic.
Give me good news.
Joshua Jones.
Oh.
So he's here for a PTI violation. He has picked up new cases.
Come up, Joshua Jones.
I was just gonna ask you if we could withdraw. He's nearly a year past due. He owes us over $2,000. We don't want to get on the new case. Allow him some time to hire an attorney that can handle.
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's fine. And so I will have to appoint him someone, Mr. Jones, let me express my disappointment with you. You were was he in the PTI program?
To my knowledge, he had a
You
previous
were in the
attorney.
intervention program for DWI, and now you've picked up another DWI. You now face another 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney appointed if you cannot afford one.
Yes, Judge. On November 17th, 2024, an officer was dispatched to a person down call at the 15,000 block Intercontinental Road. And upon contact, the officer made contact with a witness who advised he observed the defendant to be asleep in the driver's seat of his motor vehicle. Despite the witness's attempts to wake the defendant did not wake up, and the witness turned the defendant's vehicle off in order to maintain his safety. The officer observed the defendant asleep in the driver's seat of the motor vehicle and also had unsuccessful attempts at waking up the defendant. When the defendant finally woke up after the officer made physical contact with him, the officer observed an unholstered black pistol in the driver's door and 2 half-consumed alcoholic beverages inside the truck.
Drinking while driving?
Yes, Judge. And standard field sobriety tests were refused. DIC was read and the defendant consented to breath and blood. Blood was drawn due to the defendant being unable to give 2 breath samples.
Mr. Jones, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I am now finding that you're a complete and utter danger to the public, and I am taking away your privilege to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive, and I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is if I find that you drive. I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? Because of the nature of the case, because you have an open container, 2 open containers with the DWI, I'm now revoking both of your bonds and I'm going to set them at $25,000 each. Do you understand? He goes with you. I'll sign your motion to withdraw.
She's just staring
Come on around.
at the front. It was there on the case.
You, Zader Yanez.
Sir.
Mr. Yanez, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 14th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a theft at a Home Depot in Harris County, Texas. The officers made contact with the complainant. The complainant observed the defendants enter the store, they observed the defendant walk into the store, walk to a hardware department, and approach a high-dollar Milwaukee hammer drill. The defendant, Yanez, selected 1 drill off the shelf and proceeded walking around the hardware department. The defendant handed the drill to the co-defendant and both proceeded to the plumbing section. The defendant opened the drill box, removed the drill from the box, and helped conceal the drill into the co-defendant's purse. The defendant discarded the empty box and both proceeded towards the front of the store. Both defendants passed all points of sale without paying. The total was $199.
Okay. Mr. Yanez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to go to any Home Depot whatsoever. Do you understand? If I find that you go, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. How old are you, sir? How old are you?
25.
What do you do for a living?
Distribution clerk.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes.
What kind of money you make?
What kind of money I'm making? 17 an hour.
We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take your seat in the jury box where we'll get your bond conditions, we'll have you sign it. You're also not to have any contact with the co-defendant in this case. Do you understand? You violate any of these conditions, you pick up a new case, I'm going to keep you with me, and it's not going to go well for you. You understand? Okay? All right, come on.
Page 1, Adams.
How many bonds have we given or reinstated for Mr. Adams here?
So 3 and 10, 1 GOP, 1 reinstatement, and then he,
And now he gets another PR bond?
oh, this one was a surety bond, this last one.
Do you have a lawyer today, Mr. Adams?
No, sir.
Your case is 1,258 days old. It is time to put this baby to bed. Take a seat for me. Vic, do you mind appointing him a lawyer, please?
Okay.
Do something today.
Next up is page 2.